Right.
So,
All right, well, we ready. Well, we here with Mr. Paul Law, singer extraordinaire, musician, been at it for a while, man. We want to find out, how did you get started? When did you get started?
man, it's been a long time. I wrote my first song when I was in the 8th grade, but I really didn't know that I could sing until I was kind of humming to myself, and a girl, sitting in front of me,
Right.
turned around and said, that sounds dope.
Mm.
That song was called Flowers. I wrote it just a simple, ABC 1 2 3 type song.
Uh-huh.
So that was, probably freshman year when I discovered that I was okay at
About
least.
what year was that?
From 89.
89. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ninth grade. You know what I'm saying? Ninth grade.
So we got some history on that one.
Yeah, for sure. So after high school though, in high school I met, if you Google Paul Law, my name comes up with somebody that everybody from here knows, Tech Nine.
Right.
And not that people are gonna be trying to Google me, but in case you ever do, my name does come up with him.
Beautiful.
And so I met him in high school. He's older than me, but we connected. We connected through a producer from here named Don Juan. And really that made me, being attached to them made me believe that I could become something in music, not just love it and want to do it as much as I did. I really believed that, it made me believe that music was for me. Being rubbing elbows with who at the time, Don Juan was like the Dr. Dre of Kansas City, you know what I mean? And at the time, Tech Nine was the Tupac of the Midwest. I mean, he was everything to this area, but nobody knew him either. We knew him,
right? Of course,
but no, he wasn't who everybody knows him as today. But we already knew him as. I didn't call him Aaron anymore. I called him Tech.
Right. Right.
He snatched the Aaron right out of my mouth because the way that he could flow and the belief he had in himself, and then the belief he made us believe, in him. And that's a path that many of us go on because, a lot of times, bro, people still see you as, I went to high school,
right?
And they don't give you the respect or belief that you elevated to something else,
True.
And but we gave that to Tech because he earned it,
right.
And so that's what made me believe I could do it was back then.
And we're still talking about 89, right, in that particular area, right?
Well, but no, because now I'm graduating, so that's more like 93, 94 area.
Does
just that 89 was the first time I
but 92.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Does Nut House play any part in that? Nut House production? Okay. All right. I didn't know as far as that can. So have y'all done a song together or some work together at all, you and Tech?
Oh yeah. I mean, back then, I was on all his albums. I was the Chris Calico of the time. I was the one singing all the hooks. Don Juan trusted me to write and come up with what it was gonna sound like. And but the last song I did with Tech was in 2000. So honestly, although they're part of my story, that's all it is, because everything that I am today, really, that's so long ago now.
Right.
Has nothing to do with me today.
Exactly. So with that, Paul Law, you have a stage name. How did that come about? What is it, and how did it come about?
I've had lots of nicknames. I used to be 488 pounds. Everybody used to call me Law. Everybody used to call me Big Law. Everybody used to call me Law House. I had all these names, but LA Dub is a name that was coined when I was doing gospel, and I had produced for this group called GNP, God's the Perfection.
Okay.
But it was a hip hop R&B. Hip hop gospel group.
Gotcha.
What I mean? So my boy Bub, he might watch this. He said, "LA Dub helped me sing." I sang. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when he said LA Dub, it wasn't the first time I heard it, but I liked it.
Right.
And so when I started writing this time, coming back and music had this pull on me, bro, that you know, I tried to escape it for like over 10 years where I just got out of the game and didn't want to. It hurt me to do music. It hurt me to be in music. So I just kind of stepped out, you know. And so when I got sick in 2018, you know, I started saying LA Dub, baby, on every song.
Right.
And it just stuck with me. I mean, because I know, you know, LA Dub, LAW, you know.
Right. Right.
So LA Dub, baby, just started becoming the thing that felt good to me. And the thing is, bro, I'm aggressive, but I always tell people, man, I'm a teddy bear until you make me a grizzly bear. You know what I mean? So even though I look mean in pictures and things like that, bro, I look mean to protect myself from people who take kindness for weakness. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I want people to know that even though I really like to be nice, if you mess with me, I'm not gonna be nice.
I got you. With that, you mentioned the 480 pound. That's been a life journey for you as well. And obviously, by looking, you are not 480 pounds anymore.
No.
So, hey, you care to share a little bit about that part of it?
Yeah, 2014, I tried again with Don Juan, and I went to South by Southwest, and I posted some pictures with myself and Nipsey Hussle and Tech Nine and all from that time period.
Right.
And that was around like April or so of 2014. And bro, I was humongous. Like I was, you know, I have a picture with me and Nipsey. He was standing up on something. I made him look like a midget. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And he has bodyguard next to him, and you know, it was just, you know, I just was so rotund. But and I can be hard on myself because I can admit now I had went through this period of depression that I never believed music could ever happen for me, and I ate my pain, bro. And you know, I was digging my own grave, and I started to believe that if I didn't take care of myself, I was literally going to die. Like I believed I was about to die.
Right, for sure.
And so, long story short, man, I was in Walmart one day. Not many people know this story. I'll just tell it real quick. I know you got a short show.
No, you good.
But bro, I was in Walmart one day, man. I was walking through Walmart, and I heard this man screaming to these kids. At least I was in the next aisle. Like, hey, Dante, put the cookies in the bag. The Oreos. You know, he was like yelling at these kids, and I was like, damn, who the hell is this? So I walked around there, and there was this man who was so huge, leaned over a basket. And he was too fat to reach his own chips. He had these little kids. He had the kids burying him. They were putting all the stuff he didn't need in the basket for him, you know?
Right.
And for some reason, man, I followed this man for a minute, man, that in 2014, and he looked like he was maybe 5 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
No way he's alive today unless he changed that day like I did.
Right.
And he has no idea I was following him. He has no idea he has respect for me. I don't even know his name. He don't know my name.
Right.
But my point is, big bro, that this vision came to my head that if I didn't chill, my kids were gonna be putting food in the basket for me and wiping my ass because I didn't take care of myself.
Right. Right.
And so it flipped me, bro, and I did what I had to do. I increased my protein. I started working out a lot. And you know, I did other stuff, but I'm just saying the point of my story is, big bro, I knew that I couldn't control that music wasn't working.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
I could control the food I put in my mouth. Right. You know? And so I decided to just control what I could control, which was working out, eating better, taking care of my health. That became the thing that made me feel better because it was something I could control finally, since my dream didn't seem to be the thing that I'd ever had.
Right. Now, with that, that's one of the reasons why DJs and entertainment is around, is that many of us have aspirations of big contracts, you know, hitting the coast. And sometimes I always say, you know, those places are just not big enough to contain all the talent that's around. And so with that, how has that transition been for you? Just in embracing that now, even we're talking almost a 20 plus year span. How do you embrace music now?
You know, one thing that's always been important to me, bro, is being different.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a gift and a curse, you know, like a gift in that I love that when people hear me, they say I don't sound like anybody. I love that they like, you know, wonder if that's my voice or can I really sing like that, or is it he must got auto tune or something or whatever.
Right.
I use auto tune because I feel like it.
All right, of course.
When I feel like it,
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that I can sing. So if I'm singing something, I'm using it to sound to deliver a message in a way that the people today are accustomed to hear Ty Dolla $ign and Eric Bellinger and everybody else, because everybody freaking uses it, not just Paul Law. You understand what I'm saying?
Of course.
So where I'm going with it is that the gift part is that. The curse part is, where do we put him now?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what playlist can he go into? I'm not used to this sound. Where should I? You know, that's the curse part. But where I'm going with it is my journey has always been this way. So there have been people who sang in the church for years, and they always sang every note just like, you know, people are accustomed to hearing.
Right.
So we're all ingrained to believe that music sounds this way or that way.
Right.
And if somebody else comes out that's different, you know, let's see if this takes off because we're not sure if this is okay to listen to yet. You know? Right. Sounds dope, but you know. And where I'm going with it is, big bro, is you know, so now we get to me today, and a lot of the visions and things that I had in the past, and all the times that I compromised myself trying to sound like what would be okay for the time. Mm-hmm. All those lessons taught me to not give a F about anybody's thoughts anymore. Right. So now I am unapologetically me. I'm not compromising nothing. If you gonna hate me, you got to hate the real me. Right. And if you gonna love me, you gonna love me because you're like, you love that I'm doing what I want to do, and you feel it, like you rock with it. You know what I'm trying to say? Right. And that's the thing, you know, a lot of times the experiences that I've had, you know, whether you value my experiences or not, man, there are people in this world, millions, who've experienced the same things I have. Of course. I just haven't found them yet. Right. So my whole journey has been finding my audience. And now I can find my audience because I'm true to me. Right. Before I was too busy trying to sound like Boyz II Men. Right. You know? Right. And now I don't do that crap anymore. Even though I love Sean Stockman to death. If I ever met him, he's the only man I'm gonna give a big old hug to. Right. You know? Because I love Sean Stockman. He taught me so much. He has no idea. Kenny from Intro taught me so much. You know, people don't even talk about Kenny from Intro anymore, you know? Right. But those people influenced me so much that, you know, I can't wait for people to catch on. Right. And find the audience that understands and has experienced the types of things that I have. Right. That's all music ever is, man. Just trying to relate to people. That is true. And the first thing I had to do to get there was just be unapologetically Paul Law first. Right. And the more I do that, the more this thing is starting to turn, you know? Mm-hmm. So how has the internet and just social media helped in finding your audience and you being unapologetically you? Bro, you know, the thing that makes me emotional when it comes to music is women in Australia, London, right, Thailand, and in Brazil, and all the fellas that hit me up on my things that share that they're rolling to my music right now. Right. You know, there are moments I give up even today because you just feel like it's not working. You know what I mean? Right. But then that person sends you that message. This woman basically emails me almost every day or messages me on Facebook almost every day. Mm-hmm. She just says motivation. Right. Letting me know that she's supporting me. She has no idea the struggle I'm talking about with you right now. Right. She just senses it, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Right. She wants to motivate me to not give up, keep going. You know? Right. And that's what it is. The internet allowed me to find an audience of people. It's just not enough of them.
Right.
Like, it's a lot. It ain't enough of them.
Right.
And so finding, and here's the big thing, big bro. Paul Law is not trying to be the next Usher.
Right.
You know, like, my goal is to produce and write for new artists, you know, or established.
Right.
You know, I'm not sure. I love producing and singing and writing myself too, but because I haven't found Little Bobby to sing all my songs for me,
right,
I'm an artist by necessity.
Right.
Because who else is gonna get my sound out?
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I put it out myself, big bro, and so the internet has helped me reach people that motivate me and help me to stay focused and help me when those moments when I want to give up. Man, I promise you, bro, I always get something from somebody buying my gear. Like I said, in Australia, they're buying it. They're like,
wow,
they're sending me pictures of my shirt. You know?
Right.
That's the kind of thing that makes you feel valued, and
of
that's
course.
really all I ever wanted was to be valued and respected for what I do, not for who I can come and sound just like who's already out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to start my own way. That's what I'm doing. I'm creating my own way, which is why my production company is called We The Way.
Right.
We are vibe and energy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So with that, has any touring? Have you been able to travel overseas to hit some of those fans up, or is anything along with that? And also too, maybe share with us some of your major things that have happened along your career that have been, inspirational, motivational to you.
London wants me to come out there, but because they have the variant of COVID,
right?
I'll be performing April 17th. I am going to announce it. I haven't announced it yet, but I will be announcing it because I'm going to allow people to come watch me perform live in London. I'm going to just be doing it remote.
Right.
I haven't decided on my location yet, but that's what I'm looking into.
Beautiful.
So I'll be doing it live here, but it'll be live. It'll be like 1 or 2 o'clock here. It'll be 7 or 8 o'clock in London.
Beautiful.
For that event. So that'll be for their award show, the groundbreaking awards.
Nice.
But in terms of have I always been on tour, I'll be honest with you. No, because in my past, I was always performing for someone else or with someone else. You know what I mean? This is the first time where I'm betting on me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've always done it for everybody else. Now I'm betting on myself.
Right.
And so I never put the energy into myself. And then when I was heavier, I never believed that people believed in me enough for me to even get an audience to come see me perform,
Right.
Now in Kansas City, man, it seems like you got to go do cover songs on 18th and Vine for people to even, it don't even matter if you sing them right.
Right.
I've heard some horrible singers down there singing D'Angelo.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
And some horrible singers down there singing Jill Scott.
Right.
And just because they hit that one note, they're like, I got sang, girl.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I get so sick of us being so small.
Right.
That 18th and Vine is Motown.
Right. It's become the Mecca.
It's become the Mecca. Now, I don't mind it being the Mecca because let's keep it real. We need to establish something for our community. That's not what I mean.
Right.
I just mean, is that it?
Right, for sure.
I've approached several of those artists to write their own music. To come out with you sing covers too.
Right.
Y'all, I produce some music with you.
Right.
Nah, bro. I'm cool.
Right.
I'm like, okay, that's fine. You know, if all you want to be known for is singing cover songs and go to work at the water department on Monday through Friday, okay.
Right. That's what it is. That's always been the challenge of artists in this area. I listen to quite a few podcasts, especially when you're looking at the history of music. Being in the location of the coast or wherever it's popping at has always been that deal. And some artists have tried to find their own voice here. It's been difficult. You look at a 30-year span, you only have one artist who's, made it. And so that's just been that challenge. And I applaud you for just inking out your own, and it's a job to ink out your own audience, and to, if you want to do something different than everybody else is doing and doing it. So, that's just part of that struggle. And I apply, and I get it. That's one of the reasons why DJs and Entertainment is here, for that reason. Can you share with us some of those important events through your career that have happened, that have meant something to you?
Man, the biggest things, I can remember doing a show with Tech for some award show back in the day for the pitch or something. Mm-hmm. And we performed that show. That was big to me. If he watches this, which he probably won't, or maybe he will.
Right.
But he has no idea how much I gave of myself with knowing that he had to blow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Knowing that nothing could happen here until we had that one. And of course we had our Jody Watleys,
right.
what I'm saying? We had Low Key,
Right.
But he wasn't gonna happen until nothing would happen for us in our genre.
Right.
Until he went,
Right.
And it's unfortunate when you look down, he's still the only person from here that's ever done anything.
Exactly.
Since then.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you why. Because everybody from here thinks that they know better than the other person who's over there who think they know better.
Right.
And it's unfortunate because there are several people who could watch this and who should, that they know I've been in their camps or tried to help them, and I'm a bring people together person.
Right.
And whether they will admit it or not, I was trying to hold things down and keep us all together so we could be a team of producers and a team of artists, And that's what I did in my past. Now, since then, my circle is small.
Right.
It's three. That's it.
Right. Well, that's
it has.
Right. The key to success is just getting those pivotal people around you that put you in the place where you need to be.
Exactly. So it's like I said, there's too many people who think they know best, and then when people do get opportunities, they kind of hold it to themselves, or they screw the people around them.
Right. Right.
This is another unfortunate thing, because you hear so many stories of people getting opportunities, and when they get those opportunities, what do they say? I did it. So
right.
I'm not.
Right.
And so then they left little Tet and little JoJo sitting out there, like, bro, I helped you do that.
Right.
Hey, man, they only offered me the 50 G's, bro.
Right.
And so they start effing their friends, they start screwing over people, and it just becomes an ugly mess. And that's the thing about me, bro. I'm not like that. So if you take me only having you interviewing me and a woman in London interviewing me, DJ in London interviewing me, and my small little crew to put out my music, I mean, I'll keep it small.
Right.
Until I find the other right people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure. With your music, how can people listen and get in contact with you? Where can they listen to your music?
I'm on all the platforms, and I'm at ImPaul Law, ImPaul Law on all social media.
Okay.
My production company is called The Way, and we only have an Instagram right now, but that's popping right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting my website up, but I'm the one doing that too. That's the thing about being small. You do everything.
That is true.
I'm my promotion company.
I'm with you. I'm right there with you.
Social media person. But I do have. But I want to mention it too real quick. Frank Hubbard, my bro for over 20 years. To me, one of the best players that I've ever met, that I know, and I know a lot of great people. So I know I can speak on the fact that he can stand with anybody, and when it comes to piano and organ. And then my brother Tyree is a great drummer, producer, engineer, and so us three together, we make a really, really great team together. So
sounds good. So with that, We've got the ImPaul Law. That's where everybody can reach out to you and do it. And you got the gig in London coming up soon, or via remote. Anything else coming your way?
Um, well, I mean, I'm still creating the music. I am willing to collaborate with other artists if they're open to it. I don't want the only music to come out this year just to be LA Dub, baby.
Right.
Whether I put out some more singles or another EP, I'm telling you, I'm not stopping. And everybody else either gonna catch up or jump on because the LA Dub, baby, and the EP from last year ain't enough for people to know what we can do.
Exactly.
So, and again, I'm open to inspiration. I'm a good open person. Whether you know, people who know me know that I am a very humble and chill person.
True.
But of course, but I'm charismatic too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So I'm feeling in that mode. But man, I'm so approachable. So if people out there want to get some good music, some great music with soul and realism and some dope beats and some heavy bass and some reality and situationships, things like that. If you want to make music like that, and we ain't just talking about getting high and drinking every weekend. You know, one thing that never fails is love. It's the greatest gift God gave us.
That is definitely true.
So if you believe that, then that's what I write about. And love that ain't always peaches and cream. Love
that is true.
It's bad too. You know
right, that is true. I listened to that single and you talked about that for sure. That's on there. With that, I don't know if we hit on it earlier, but any inspirations, musical inspirations, maybe earlier on and even now?
Yeah, man. I mentioned Key intro.
Right.
But I didn't mention Teddy Riley. I mentioned in my interview with the DJ in London, man. Teddy Riley touched me so much because in music, everything has been done. You know?
True.
Every key has been played, every note has been diminished, you know, major, minor, all that.
Right.
But he was still able to create New Jack Swing and carve a niche for himself in a time where people, they'll let him be him. They're like, oh, this is dope, you know?
Right.
Timberland. Man, Timberland, everything been done. Come on, man.
Right.
But what did he do? He doubled that drum. He created his own sound, you know?
Right.
When Boyz II Men created Ooh Ah the sequel,
right?
Whatever producer produced that song, I still ain't never looked it up.
All right.
That producer touched me more than, man, it changed my life because I already loved Ooh Ah.
Right.
You know? And when I heard the sequel to that song, it touched my soul, my whole spirit, you know?
Right.
And so where I'm going with it is, bro, is that I love things that create a way, you know?
Right.
I love things that touch people's soul and their spirits and their hearts. That not only touch their feet, but it touches up here. You know?
Right.
And I make mental music. I know what it's like to write something that means something. And sometimes it's hard to deliver a message today. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Because if you're delivering a message, how do you say that thing that people are gonna care or listen to? You know, and so that's my biggest challenge in any song. It took me 6 times to write the song "Are We," and it took me 4 times to write "Are We," and it took me 4 times to write "Digmatized." Digmatized sounds like, oh, here's you're for freaky.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Right. But it's not right. Right.
It's all about, that song is all about connection and being so connected to that person that no matter what they do, it's hard for them to escape you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I just said Digmatized because, that's what it feels like.
Of course. Of course. I like to play on the word. It was good. You got to get into the song to check it out. I dig that. But I think that's the mature R&B that we're yearning for. The older crowd, you know, because like you said, we don't want to hear about getting high and drunk all the time because we're older now. We realize, hey, if you're high and drunk, you can't go to work. So
exactly. and the thing is, bro, is that the thing about me is I could go back and do 90s R&B again. I could go back and do some 80s if I wanted to style, you know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
Because I could sing that way too. But man, I'm realistic. Look, when I go to church nowadays, the preacher doesn't tell you to turn to Leviticus, whatever. He tells you to open your app.
Right.
And swipe over
right.
to Leviticus such and such. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So I'm not going to deliver my music today the same way I would have in 1990, whatever.
Right.
Because times have changed, bro.
Right.
You don't hear papers flipping in the church no more.
Right. Of course.
They Zoom calling them the church now.
That is true. Well, this interview.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So, go figure.
Yeah, so I guess that's where I'm going, big bro. It's like, instead of people trying to beat you down and trying to act like, who do you think you are, or who is this, and why is he getting interviewed, and blah, blah, blah. Man, there's so much more to my story that we can't get to, you know. But man, it's just, I respect and love so many people that don't respect and love me back.
Right.
And even though our relationships may never be what they could have been, I'm still open to collaborations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And because I have a big heart, and I know can't nobody screw me anymore.
Right, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense. Right. You learn a few lessons.
I know my lessons. I've learned it.
Right.
And I set my own standards now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those same people that if they would just learn to humble themselves instead of thinking that they are bigger and better, man, we can really do great work together. And I'm not just talking to one person. I promise you, it's a lot of people.
Of course, I understand that.
Need to have that humble pie lesson,
Right.
Because I know how to humble myself. I've done it too much for too long.
Right.
Which is why now I'm out and I'm doing my own thing. And really, I don't need anybody.
Right, but it just makes sense.
I just need a good team,
Makes sense.
The Rock can't make it by himself. Will Smith can't make it by himself. These people, you don't make it alone. You do need a team.
That is true. That is most important. Right.
Yes, sir.
So with that, we appreciate it, DJs and Entertainment, man. Documenting Mr. Paul Law, L.A. Dub. Appreciate it. Yep. So sometimes it's asked so many people, but you and I go back a long way, very much so. Eric McTye is the connection. We were in the wedding, so I see the pictures on social media sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a while ago. So.